Right, hi guys, welcome to Generation Platinum. Today on Just Two Friends Talking Gaming, we are going to talk about Star Wars. Now, Star Wars in general, as you guys probably know, has a butt ton of games throughout the years, going all the way back from like the 80s, I reckon. Yeah, 83 was the first game that came out, all the way up to, well, continuing straight into the future. Today we're going to talk about previous games. We're going to talk about the future of Star Wars in gaming and Lucasart and all that jazz. We're going to talk about our favourite Star Wars games, and then we're just going to probably talk about Star Wars, for an hour. So enjoy that. Jack, anything else you have to say on that?
What is Star Wars?
Don't even joke with me.
I'm not joking. What, Star Wars? Is that one with the blue portal that Tilk would step through?
That's Stargate. Come on.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you know, fun fact, Tilk is the voice of Kratos.
Boy.
No, Star Wars is the one with the big spaceship.
Oh, with
the
Patrick
Enterprise.
Stewart. Yeah,
the bald
Patrick
guy.
Stewart and William Shatner. What a great
Yeah. No. Obviously, everyone who knows Star Wars knows that it's George Lucas's baby. All about the bad guys, the good guys, the Jedi and the Sith, and all the beautiful aliens in the galaxy. So, that's
why
the
are they
intro to Star
beautiful?
Wars. Some of them are.
Like who?
Ayla Secura.
I don't know. The Star Wars aliens don't do it for me, I guess.
What about the singer in the
I would actually destroy that bitch. I would destroy her.
That was harrowing for young Mark. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a sexual awakening for many men.
It was those like weird, like the lips on the proboscis was something else.
Anyway,
yeah.
Star Wars video games. Do you remember the first one you ever played?
Yes, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It was a PC game. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia list now. It was called it was Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2.
Right, I don't think I've heard this one.
It was awful. It was like very polygraphic. Is that the right word?
I don't think so.
Very like cornery. Lots of
Okay. Let's just call it jagged.
Jagged. It was old. It came out in 1997. It was for the PC, and you basically, I don't really remember because it was awful. But I think you played as like an exile Jedi, and it was first person, and you had a blaster and the lightsaber you eventually got. And you just ran around. I was too young to understand the story, but as far as I knew, that you just ran around killing stormtroopers.
No, nothing for me.
No. What was your first then?
See, I'm younger than you, so
Yeah, not by much.
I think
a couple of years.
Well, it counts. It's kind of embarrassing, but I think Lego Star Wars was my first one, which is obviously, I mean, they're fantastic games, but when you say
Classic.
Star Wars, you don't think. When you think I got a text and I completely forgot my train of thought. Lego Star Wars, I think, was my first one. Which, great games, but, it's not maybe a conventional Star Wars game. But I'm pretty sure, I guess Lego Star Wars 1 to 3 was the first one, right? And then the OG trilogy was the second one.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just called Lego Star Wars when it originally came out. And then there was the original saga or the original trilogy, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, then number 1 came out again, but I think it was called the prequel trilogy or something. I think it was re-released.
Yeah,
remade.
Because I'm thinking of the first 3 Star Wars games I remember, and my first console was a PS2, so I do miss out on a lot of those classics because of that. And I remember, the 2 Lego games, Never played the third one, but that's much later down the line.
What was the third one? The Clone Wars.
They did the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And I remember the PS2 Star Wars Revenge of the Sith game.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, that was one of the only games I had on PS2. Because me and my dad got a PS2 really late. And I remember playing that.
Yeah, that's the earliest that I remember. So I want to hazard a guess. It was probably Lego Star Wars 1 to 3, then Revenge of the Sith, then the OG trilogy Lego game.
See, that's mad.
Those are my first three.
Yeah.
You want to hear a story about that OG Lego game?
Yeah, right.
What's the statute of limitations on fraud? Are we good? Am I safe?
We're fine. I'm fine.
I got that OG, so the original trilogy Star Wars game. I remember my mum and my dad getting it for me and bringing it home, and I had like my TV mounted on the corner of my wall up because I was rocking the bunk bed because I was a cool kid. And so I had the TV like high up in the corner on the wall, and then just underneath it was like a rectangular bit of metal that the PS2 kind of slots and partially balances in, right?
Right, I know exactly what you're talking about. My friend had one, but yeah.
And I remember getting that disc, putting it in, the menu loads up, I start playing, and then I somehow knock the PS2 off. And it just goes flying onto my bed, which is not too bad of a landing for a PS2. The PS2 survived. I still have that PS2. But the disc inside the tray, after that, the game just kept freezing and stuttering. And
I guess it got laser burn.
It must have got some kind of damage in that fall. So I remember taking it back and claiming they sold it to me like that. And they replaced it for me, thankfully. I think that's my first and let's say only act of fraud I've ever committed.
I have a story like that. Did you ever have a Xbox Elite with the Kinect?
No, my first Xbox is the Xbox One.
Okay, when the Kinect came out, it came out on the original Elite, and then it came out on the like Elite Slim. And there was this game called like Fight Club or like Knockout Fight or something. It was like a VR game. Without like the headset, so it obviously did it all based on your motion and stuff.
It's a Kinect game, motion game.
Yeah, and I remember when I was like 18 or something, and I remember going over to my auntie's for like Boxing Day. I had a couple of beers and got a little bit pissed, and then I was going to go meet my friends, but basically I took my Xbox there to show everyone this cool game, and then when I was packing it up, it was still on. And before I could turn it off, I accidentally like punched it across the room. And the game was on there and it was still running. I got this laser burn on it. And I was like, no, I love this game. I can punch, virtual people. And I did the exact same thing. Took it to the shop and was like, I got this for Christmas and it doesn't work. And they were just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
We're so embarrassed. How could we?
Yeah, oh my God, we'll replace it for free.
What a time that was. Fucking Move games. PlayStation Move and Xbox Kinect. What a fucking time that was.
What was it? iToy?
Oh, the iToy, yeah. Do you remember how that was the future?
Yeah, iToy Play 2. That was such a good game. Right, anyway, back to Star Wars. Star Wars.
Yeah.
So your first three games were what?
So I think in actual order, it would be the first ever one would be Lego Star Wars 1 to 3. Then Star Wars Revenge of the Sith on PS2, and then for Lego Star Wars 4 to 6. So
yeah.
I think that's the order.
Nice. I'm trying to think of mine. And I think, I'm looking at the list now, and I think it would be, so that, the one I already mentioned, the Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Then, it might have been Obi-Wan, Star Wars Obi-Wan. I remember playing that on the Xbox. It wasn't very good. It was alright, but again, it suffered from just trying too hard. It was like it was a spin-off of Phantom Menace, I think. You basically played as Obi-Wan, just rocking about. And
was this Star Wars Episode 1 Obi-Wan's Adventures Game Boy Color?
No.
Sorry, Xbox,
Star Wars Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So that was all right. And then
Sorry, hold on. I know we're trying to go with the whole Xbox theme in this cover art picture, but why the fuck is it green?
because his lightsaber's green.
In the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole thing's green.
Yeah, but he's Jedi and stuff.
See, I don't really
irrelevant.
like the first film, so I did have a stutter there where I went, his lightsaber wasn't green in the first one, but it was.
I don't know. Now you're saying it, I don't really know. I think it was.
Hold on.
Oh no, I don't think it was. I think Qui-Gon's was.
Yeah, I think I kind of just went with it because I was like, you would know better than me.
Lightsaber.
I think he's always been blue, hasn't he? Yeah, he's blue.
It's been blue. Xbox are idiots.
Why did I let you
fucking
fucking
Microsoft.
trick me like that?
Like, at heart, I'm a Microsoft fanboy. So anyway. And then I'm trying to think of my other one, and it might have been, it was either Pod Racing, Episode 1 Pod Racing or whatever it was called, which I played on the GameCube, or it was, I don't know. Honestly,
I know the pod racing you're talking about. I've played that retrospectively via PlayStation 4. Do you remember when they released a bunch of ones, didn't they? They released
the pinball, Star Wars pinball.
Yeah, they did the pod racing
holiday
one. They
special
did the
well.
Bounty Hunter one.
Oh yeah, Bounty Hunter was good.
This is a great start. Oh, my brain's just not working. Star Wars Racer, sure. Starfighter. What was the Boba Fett one? He's on the cover. They put it on PS4 not too long ago. Well, probably
that was Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm losing my mind.
That's
today.
Bounty Hunter.
It's early.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the other one that I probably played, and it was either going to be the original Battlefront, Knights of the Old Republic, or it would have been like Jedi Academy, which was pretty good. But I think I only played a demo of that. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I've played a lot of Star Wars games.
Yeah, I'm just... So, thinking off the top of my head, we have the first three I've already mentioned. Obviously, the two original Battlefront games, so the PS2 ones. Actually, Battlefield 1's the PS... Yeah, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 2 on the PS2. Star Wars Force Unleashed.
1 and 2.
Both of those, 1 and 2. The new Battlefronts...
yeah, I like the first Battlefront. The first of the new Battlefronts. I didn't really play the second one too much.
I think the second one's probably a little bit better.
Better, but I didn't. I sunk so many hours into that first one. I'm so close to the platinum, but I just can't be bothered anymore.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other ones. So yeah, I've got those. Obviously, the new Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker sagas. Played that one.
I need to go back to that.
So I think going through the ones we've played, we've covered a lot of the more modern ones. I don't think either of us have too much experience with the old ones. I never played Knights of the Old Republic, which is actually a great shame.
That is like one of my favourite games.
It's one of those ones that people always tell me I need to go back and play. And then I was just going to wait for the remake, but that seems to have gone to shit. So I guess not.
Yeah, it's been put on indefinite hiatus, I think, at the moment, which is upsetting because that reveal, what was it? Summer Games.
Yeah, I want to say Summer Games 2021.
Yeah, that reveal of just Revan in his suit. That was, oh my god. I may have popped a bit of boner.
They're now talking about a 2025 release for that, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think it's gone well.
I think it's swapped studios.
Aspire?
No, not anymore. It's swapped studios,
which is probably why. Because I know they did the port for number 2 to Switch. So they took the game and they did it, and they've done like loads of mobile games. I'm pretty sure. So this was pretty big for them to take on. Yeah, it upsets me that it's been pushed back so much. I just need more information. I need to know why.
I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit more when we a little bit later in the podcast when we discuss future Star Wars games. But what is going on over there? There's a lot of them that have just been fucked. It'll be interesting when we get to that list. But until then, when I say Star Wars video game, what's the first one that comes to your mind?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah?
Number one. It's just
Tell me a
straight
little
up.
bit about
Okay, it's made by BioWare. What was it? 2001, maybe.
that. Sounds about right.
Let's have a quick look. 2003. 2003. And you basically played as a Jedi, or like a forgotten Jedi. And you went around all these galaxies, going to different planets, picking up people to help you on your quest to find the Star Forge, which had the power to it was kind of like a Death Star kind of thing, where it has the power to change the course of the galaxy. But it's just so cool. Like you didn't have to, even though you were a Jedi, you didn't have to use a lightsaber. You could use a sword, a vibro sword. If you didn't want to use a sword, you could use different types of guns. So you could use blasters, like Han Solo. You could use like a heavy repeating cannon, which was like a big machine gun, like a heavy machine gun you get in COD, but like energy bullets. So it was really, you could choose however you wanted to play. It also had like the RPG elements where you could level up your character in certain ways. So if you wanted to base your character around stealth, you could just up its stealth. You had this special belt that would make you go invisible, and you could just sneak up on people and kill them that way. I always obviously went two-handed lightsabers, and just wrecked their shit. But it was cool because your dialogue options changed the course of the game. I think it was a bit too early to have like multiple endings, as games do these days. So I think it always had the same ending, but the way you got to that ending was different. And all of the party members that you could pick up, spoiler alert, they don't all survive depending on your choices. One of them you might not even be able to pick up in the game. Is this like cat lady called Juhani, and
Sorry, can you say that again?
a cat lady called Juhani.
Right, I wonder where your D&D character name came from now. It all makes sense.
Everyone, you're the only person that knows that, so don't tell anyone.
Hold on. If anyone actually watches our content, don't fucking tell anyone. Be cool.
Don't tell.
Right?
Don't tell my DM. Don't tell my DM. But yeah, no. So she's like this. You go to this Jedi enclave on Dantooine.
Sorry, one more interruption. It's
Yep.
a she, and you've made your D&D character a male. You're what's wrong with this world. How
Yeah,
dare you?
it's
Why not be a
just-
woman?
He's just based on her because she's cool. But I've taken anyway. Irrelevant. It's not about D&D today.
It's relevant
Yeah.
to
So, well, yeah, okay. But yeah, you kind of meet her in this glade, and you can. The way you talk to her determines on how she reacts to you. So you could say something awful, she'll attack you, but then you have to kill her because you don't have the necessary dialogue options to like recruit her. And it took me about 3 playthroughs to actually recruit her. I was quite young, so I was an idiot, but yeah.
Still am an idiot.
Yeah, true. But you also had like, it wasn't just that. It wasn't just like the RPG elements. You also had like first person shooting within it. So you got onto like the ship called the Ebon Hawk, and you'd shoot like TIE fighters and stuff out of the sky. But then there was like single person like racing elements to it, like a mini game. It was called Swoop Racing. It was kind of like pod racing, but in like an enclosed tunnel. And yeah, it was just so cool. And yeah, you go to all these planets that you've heard of in the films, but you've never seen. Like Kashyyyk. You go to Kashyyyk, which is you do see that in the third film actually, the Wookiee home world. But yeah, no, it's bloody cool. Bloody cool. My little nerd boy inside it just screams every time I play it. I've still got the copies of the original games. I don't have an Xbox. I don't have an Xbox 360. I barely have a new gen Xbox. And yeah, I just love it so much. I just can't wait for the remake. It's obscene.
In 2025, at least.
Honestly, I'm just so unimpressed with how they're doing it. Anyway, I've never played the MMO version of it because they cancelled number 3 to make this MMO, and it was pretty. It came across pretty shit, I think, to begin with. It's better now, but yeah, it's upsetting. That's it. That's all I have to say on that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it was one of those ones that I never played, as I said earlier, but it's one that I wish I had played. I guess there's probably ways for me to go back and play it now.
Switch or those emulators.
I sold my Switch. I mean, there's probably other ways, but it's one of those things that no matter how much I love Star Wars, would those games work for me now because I won't have that nostalgia?
I would say no.
Exactly. It would be one of those cases where it would just feel so old, and you can write that off for a lot of games if you have that memory of playing it growing up. You could get over it. You know, for me, Prince of Persia, Max Payne, you try and play any of those PS2 games now, I would happily play them, but I think if you never played them before, you just wouldn't stick with it. And I think that's where I probably am with the with this game, is that I don't think it would hit with me because I don't have that core memory.
No, and I agree. I think it would be very tough for you to jump into a game like that. Part of the reason being, like, that's not your type of game really as well. So I think that goes against it for you.
It's wasn't it what's the term I'm looking for? Jesus, my mind is not working today.
What are you talking about?
The combat, it was...
it's turn-based.
Thank you, turn-based. Yeah, I've never been a huge turn-based fan. Gears Tactics got me into it a little bit, and I'm looking forward to Midnight Suns, right? That's turn-based combat, right?
Well, it's turn-based and card game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so...
Midnight Suns.
I like it. I like it a bit more now than I used to. So... I mean, I remember there being a rumour for this remake that they were binning that. I don't know how true that is, and we're probably not going to find out for a while. But
yeah, I think they definitely could. It would work both ways. I think I don't know if it was a fever dream or if I did read it somewhere, but it would have the opportunity to you'd be able to choose. So when you started the game, you could go, okay, well, I want to do turn-based combat, play it in a classic mode, or not. If I didn't read that, that's a very good idea, and they should do it. So Aspire or whoever's making it these days, if you're listening, then hit me up. I'll give you some credits.
I feel like if that's true, that's a lot of development work. So I don't know about that one. It's a good idea, sure, but I'm not sure if a company would actually put that much time. You've got to think how long it takes to do a combat system for a game. Now you're saying let's do it 2 times. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't
really know. You have a kind of history in game development, whereas I don't. But surely it would just be like you'd create an animation for a move, and then you could assign that to a button or an in-game command, right?
No, it's more than that, though, because if it's turn-based, you're selecting your player, you're saying pick the square or whatever, however they're going to lay it out to move to do this type of attack. But then if you think about more of a free-form combat, you're running around, you're dodging, you're moving the camera, you can move anywhere on the floor. It's I think it's way more work than you're probably estimating. I do look forward to this remake, though.
I hope you play it, and I hope you
I
love
definitely will. I definitely will play it. That will be a day one for me. Just because it's a Star Wars game, and not many of those or good ones exist currently.
Yeah,
I want to talk about.
I think it's going to take the world by storm. That game, if it's good, it's going to be game of the year.
Thing. If it's good, and that's the big. We'll get to it. I want to talk about Force Unleashed before we talk.
Me.
Oh, bless you. May the devil enter you.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, could you imagine? Anyway.
Right. Okay. I'm going to pose the same question to you then.
Okay.
Star Wars game. What's the first one that comes to your mind?
Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore both those games, but in particular the first one. I think the second one's much prettier, obviously, because it's a sequel. They tend to be. But yeah, that first one, I can't help but think that game anytime someone wants a Star Wars. And the irony of it is I've probably played those two games the least, or maybe on par with Fallen Order. But yeah, they're definitely not my most played Star Wars games. The most played Star Wars games would be the Lego ones. Because I played them. I played them both on PS2. I played them both on PS3, and now I'm playing them on PS5 as part of the Skywalker saga. So that, even though like they're probably my most played, I wouldn't think of them as like a favorite or my most memorable Star Wars game. It would definitely be Force Unleashed.
Do you think it's because it came out when you were like getting into gaming, and it was like at the time it was also a big game, like the mechanics in it were new.
no, that's downloadable content. 2008 is when it came out. So that is about the right age for me to be getting hardcore into gaming. So we're talking about the PS3 now. So yeah, PS2 got me into gaming, but yeah, I guess PS3 is when it maybe became a bit more hardcore. And
Fun fact, great as I never had a PS3, so I missed out on Force Unleashed.
You missed out on both of them.
I played them eventually, but yeah, I missed out on them originally. So yeah. Anyway, continue. So why Force? What made Force Unleashed so good for you then?
I mean, at that point for me, don't hate me, people who've played the other ones. I hadn't really played a great story Star Wars game until that point. Like, I'm not saying they didn't exist before that one. I just hadn't played them. Lego games. What story really?
But they were just the films, weren't they?
Exactly, and Revenge of the Sith was just the film. So this was, I think maybe why it sticks out partly is because this is the first experience for me of Star Wars games that aren't canon to the films. Like, I know they were canon and you've got the extended universe and stuff, but like, try and imagine as a kid, you've seen the films and then you've played games that copy the films. And then you're like, wait, there's characters that exist in this universe that weren't in the films.
Yeah.
And where does it fit in the time? Like, so this is the first, like, I guess, extended story I had ever experienced for the Star Wars universe. And what a way to go with Starkiller, right? Such insane. An interesting character. To say there's a hidden... He's not quite a Sith, I guess, but he's a hidden apprentice for Vader. And he's morally grey. And it's quite an adult Star Wars game. It's probably... it's slightly kiddish, I guess, but it's... at that point, probably one of the more adult Star Wars games that had been. You're dealing with betrayal and conflict and loss. And I know the films touch on that a little bit, but maybe I'm wrong. It felt darker in these games.
I think it was because the like force powers and stuff you had and the environments really caused you to kind of use it to your advantage, like crushing a stormtrooper and throwing him over the edge. That was dark for a kid as well. That's like, it's like just like being omnipotent for a kid is pretty cool. And that first scene of Darth Vader with the Wookiees, that's the bit that sticks in my head.
Oh yeah, that's a brutal opening when he's on his way and he meets Starkiller as a kid, right?
Yeah, just fuck shit up.
And then you've got Proxy that's like constantly trying to kill you, which again, he's more of a cartoon character, but it's like this entity is trying to constantly kill you. And if you play the second one,
Proxy,
Starkiller dies and comes back, and it's kind of an abusive relationship with Vader. So I think the better term maybe actually is there's underlinings of darkness to it, a bit more overt than what are in the films. But they're not long games either.
It's less clear cut, isn't it? Like in the films, it's like you've got Jedi, you've got Sith, but in this, it was like, oh, well, you Starkiller. Are you good or are you bad?
And
there's no clear.
Yeah, it was first time I'd ever experienced anything like that, as I said. So that's one that always comes to mind. I remember replaying both the Force Unleashed games a lot. Especially that DLC. Do you remember the DLC? I think it's for 2, where you can go around killing Ewoks. I quite like that one.
Excellent. No, I don't.
Killing,
I didn't play them a lot. Like they were. If I was to rank, major Star Wars games, they'd be quite low for me because I don't have that. As you were saying about Knights of the Old Republic, I don't have that nostalgia that I just don't have that journey with the game.
Yeah.
But tell me more about killing Ewoks. What?
It's like a DLC. It was an extra level, something where you're on the Ewok planet, and
Endor.
Endor. Thank you. And you could just go around. I don't think that objective was that you had to slay. I can't. Right. I'm gonna talk for a little bit more, and I'll Google this. But yeah, going back to Force Unleashed, it was also the first video game book I remember reading. Sorry, I quite enjoy reading, and it's one of those memories that I have of playing the game and being like, I just need more of this. And I remember having that big hardback of Star Wars Force Unleashed and just reading that thing probably multiple times. So I think there's a few things that go into. I mean, it's a great game. Obviously, it's wonderfully acted. You know, you've got Sam Witwer as Starkiller. It was interesting to see his relationship with come on, it's not Ram Kota. There we go. I wanted to say Khan, which is back to Star Trek.
Khan.
But yeah, I think that dynamic was fantastic. So yeah, it's the first time I remember playing a really good story-driven, slightly mature Star Wars game, and then I've got all these kind of added side memories of it, of the book and stuff like that. So it would be up there with Fallen Order for me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I remember two things. Two things. One. Do you remember after you were talking about killing Ewoks? Do you remember that game mode in? It was a Battlefront 2 where you played as an Ewok or stormtroopers, and it was like dark and.
I think it's the second one.
You had to like hunt them down. We played that a couple of times. That's terrifying. Like playing as a stormtrooper with like a flashlight, going around, and then you turn around, there's 7 Ewoks chasing you. Terrifying.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the second one, I think.
Yeah. And the second one I remember, the second thing I thought about when we were talking was there was this strategy game like in the same vein as Age of Empires called Empire at War, and it's basically just Star Wars, and it was bloody awesome. But yeah, just a little bit of praise for that game.
So yeah,
just find out about this DLC.
Yeah, an Ewok to remember, the Force Unleashed 2 Endor DLC. It was. I can't find like the announcement article or anything, but there's lots of videos of people playing it, killing Ewoks. So I think it was just this really cheap DLC. Yeah. This also looks like there was an achievement for drop kicking an Ewok.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
how are the platinums for those two games? Are they doable? Because they're on the PS Premium or Extra. Or I can't remember what the bloody levels are these days, but there's there's new. They're on there, aren't they?
There's a reason why I don't have them. I'm just getting up the trophy guide right now. Let's have a quick look. So for me, I know why I didn't fucking bother doing it. You probably want to do it though.
What's it?
I didn't probably go for it at the time because. Okay, no, shut the fuck up.
Difficulty? The difficulty trophy?
Okay, yeah, sorry. I couldn't read this bloody website. PSN profiles. I'm always on here. Couldn't find the platinum.
It's my favourite website.
Nah, it's all about, what's it? Power Picks or whatever.
Power Picks. He's good for videos, but PSN is good for like knowing what you've got when you're meant to be at work.
PS4 trophy guides. There's 3 difficulty trophies. It's probably why I couldn't be bothered. But it probably stacks, right? So you play it on the hardest one, you probably get the. So yeah, complete the game on hard. Oh, okay, here we go. Complete the game on hard difficulty and the game on unleashed difficulty. So imagine if you play the unleashed one, which is the hardest,
goes down.
It'll probably pop. No, it'll pop the others, right? If you do it on
that's
the hardest,
what I mean.
Yeah.
But you probably have to play it once to unlock unleashed. Right, that's normally like this type of
thing. So Yeah, it looks like apparently it's not too bad on Unleashed difficulty. Yeah, it's minimum 2 playthroughs to unlock it.
Nice.
It seems the Force Unleashed Platinum is harder though, so I'm just going to get that one up.
Okay.
PSN profiles again. Yeah, that's a bit more harder. There's lots of grindy, collectible ones, some missable ones. There's some difficulty-specific ones. That one's got a much higher rating.
Fair enough. It doesn't sound like it's fun to go for, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Force Unleashed.
Yeah, if Knights of the Old Republic, the original, had a platinum, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Should have shut my windows. There's a dog outside, so just bear with me.
That's fine. Can you still hear me though?
Yeah.
Let's talk about upcoming Star Wars games.
Okay.
So I'm going to go.
There's
through
only a
this
few,
list.
isn't there?
There's a few, but I'm only going to touch upon the interesting ones. I guess, which is a personal thing, but I don't care about Star Wars Hunters, a Nintendo Switch and phone game.
Yeah. No, I'm skipping past that.
Don't
Wait,
care.
what's it about?
Jedi.
Hold on. Let me just.
Star Wars Hunters is a new team-based multiplayer game coming to mobile and Switch. It's developed by Sanga, which is famous for fucking. They're famous for like Farmville and stuff.
Oh, I love Farmville. I don't.
So yeah, don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Then we've got Jedi Survivor.
Yes.
What's your thoughts?
I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I think it'd be very cool. I like the first one. There was a couple of trophies in the first one that pissed me off, but the story, the gameplay was excellent. Just what we needed from a Star Wars game. I think the new one, to be good, needs to not be a carbon copy of the first one. So it needs to have some new things in it. So maybe some new abilities. I've heard that it might be co-op, or you play as at least two different people, maybe.
No.
Don't know. You say no, or you don't know?
I said no because I said it with chess because I'm pretty sure you're wrong, but then I've doubted myself. But I'm pretty sure that's not true. I'm pretty sure they've confirmed it's solo only.
Okay. Maybe I've heard that you might play as another character though, not just Cal.
Yeah,
but
maybe, but it's not co-op.
Don't know. But I think it could be cool. The trailer looked fun. A lot of questions to be answered. What about you?
I absolutely love Fallen Order. Cal Kestis is one of my favourite Jedis. I really hope we see him in live action somewhere. It's weird. They cast a TV show actor to be Cal Kestis, and they've yet to use him in a TV show. What's that about? Not yet,
but you've got Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, but everyone always says, "Oh, maybe this Star Wars show will be the one he appears in," and he never does. So, anyway,
saying about Obi-Wan, weren't they? So.
Yeah, absolutely love Cal Kestis. I absolutely adored Fallen Order. Got the platinum like you did.
You got it twice, didn't you?
Yeah, I redid it on PS5 because I hate myself. It's not a bad platinum, to be fair, but that fucking map system is god awful. It's finding that stuff in that world. I get it's going for that Metrovania kind of feel to it of being able to backtrack and unlock new areas behind you when you have to go forward kind of thing. But it didn't implement it too well in my mind.
No.
I fucking hated that map. I fucking hate it.
It was the 3D control of being able to spin it and look underneath it or whatever, but it just was stupid. And,
it was god awful, and I don't know about you, but for one of the trophies, it was I can't remember.
Complete all maps 100%.
Yeah, I had to stand in a fucking corner somewhere that wasn't marked on the map. Like, if there was nothing to pick up there, I just hadn't quite, when I had been there past, quite gone into that corner properly, so it didn't count.
Yeah, I had a small corridor, so it was almost like a loading spot between two doors, and that was the spot that I didn't have. I think it was on one of the bases, the stormtrooper bases, but I had to go back and just search and be like, oh, okay, fucking great. It was stupid.
It's fucking awful. So hopefully it's not like that again. But in general, yeah, I love that. As I said, it might be one of my favourite Star Wars games, if not the favourite Star Wars game.
Yep.
Cal Kestis, again, as I said, one of my favourite characters. I'm looking forward to see where his development goes. Again, going back to Force Unleashed, this is a more of an adult game, right? It's still somewhat kiddie because it is Star Wars. But it's more grounded. It has a lot of Force Unleashed feel to it, not necessarily in the plot, but, third person, controlling this character, running missions, having your team on a ship. There's quite a lot of similarities. Fallen Order is obviously most famous for saving EA and Star Wars working together. Battlefront. Been playing too much Battlefield lately. Battlefront 1 and 2, whether you like it or not, really took a toll on EA because it was the multiplayer only. It was the huge loot box controversy. So Fallen Order really came out and saved them. And I hope that they take it to the next level with Jedi Survivor. The trailer was fantastic. It's going to be very pretty. And yeah, there wasn't a single character I disliked. And let's not forget that absolute badass moment with Darth Vader right at the end.
Oh yeah, fucking amazing. That whole thing. Third act was so suspenseful. Just sitting through it, I was like, oh my god. Big question,
when Vader
though.
pops up and kills Trilla. Is it Trilla? I think that's how it's pronounced. And then you just spend
the sister, one of the sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think her name was Trilla. And then Vader just walking, just absolutely owning you as you try and get away from that entire level. That ending is fantastic. And they kept it secret. They didn't blow that. They didn't put it in the trailer. So it was a genuine surprise. So I'd like to see more of that. This one's 5 years, I think, after Fallen Order. There's a book coming out in between. So this is all giving me, that Force Unleashed vibes. I'm like, oh, there's a book I can read. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because obviously the big thing I'm looking forward to is Cal finding out more about himself. So not just, his Force abilities are going to, get exponentially better, but he's gonna know more about him. And I reckon I've just been reading here, and it says that it's going to build on and expand on stories and characters in the Star Wars universe. So there's a good chance that we could see some friendly faces. Now, I don't think it's going to be like Obi-Wan or... Well, I mean, it could be, but I doubt it. But we could see potentially Luke or Leia, Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Or Maul. Maybe Maul comes back.
Yeah.
And that combat system was fantastic, so more of that, please.
Yeah.
So
I want more lightsaber customization, though.
Nah, blue, mate. Blue's always the way.
No.
But no, yeah, I agree. Yeah, more customization would be great. There was something about that damaged hilt that I loved. I kind of got sad when he got the double lightsaber because I really liked that damaged hilt.
Yeah. Very cool.
So then we have Respawn Star Wars first-person shooter. Whatever. For me. We don't know anything enough to really talk about it right now, I guess. So all it says here is Respawn is working on a untitled Star Wars first-person shooter. There's a game director. That's about it.
The people that are working on it. It's Respawn again. So the people that are working on Survivor, but they obviously have done the original Battlefront games. So it's likely that it's going to be something of the same vein.
Yeah, I don't play Star Wars games for first-person shooters, if I'm honest. Battlefront being the exception. I mean, Battlefield's a nice balance, but this does nothing for me. I mean, when I see it, I'll probably come here and tell you how I loved it from the beginning, and I was always on its side because that's the kind of person I am. But right now, I don't care. I'm not here for Star Wars for shooters. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, Star Wars is we play and we watch for the story. We don't play to kill. Well, it sounds there's obviously much more to that statement, but it's we want to dive into that universe and live a little. We don't want to just run around as a stormtrooper killing people.
Yeah, I mean,
it's boring.
There's time and a place for that. I think a couple of levels like that, it wasn't great, but Battlefront 2's story wasn't too bad for a first-person shooter.
I didn't play it.
but it's just a case of I know there's an audience for it, I guess, and maybe we're not it. But if there's a lightsaber, I want it. I don't want your gun.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then saying that, Rogue One's one of my favourite films, and there's no lightsabers really in that, except from Vader's. So.
True.
I don't know. So then Respawn's also doing a strategy game.
They seem to be like they're the Star Wars makers now, Star Wars game makers.
For EA anyway, yeah.
Yeah, strategy game. It's probably going to be like an Empire at War remake, or Empire at War 2, or something like that. But yeah,
I don't even think this game comes out.
Nah, probably not. They'll probably cancel
Probably
it.
not.
Which we'll talk about in a minute. All the cancelled games.
I don't remember them announcing this. I don't remember anything about it. There's not even any information, so whatever. No. Star Wars Eclipse. Now going right against what we just said of if there's a lightsaber, I want it. A story-driven, narrative, decision-making Star Wars actually would be great. Lightsaber or no lightsaber. But I bet this game doesn't come out.
Oh, please don't say that.
The Eclipse are in trouble, man.
Why?
I meant to say the developers in trouble, but I'm looking at this now. Who are the Quantic Dream?
Quantic Dream.
There was all those rumors not too long ago, I guess last year maybe, about, I think there was some sexual harassment stuff thrown at them. There was definitely some about the main guy, in charge, I think.
But they make some fucking decent games, and you can imagine like that game as Star Wars, like Detroit Become Human, amazing game. Like, oh, chef's kiss into Star Wars. I just want it.
I'm quickly doing my research because I do not want to make that accusation if it's not true. Okay, in 2018, reports from 3 separate French news outlets made accusation that Quantic Dream fostered a workplace culture for racism, sexism, and homophobia. Studio head David Cage and executive producer, a name that I cannot pronounce, Guillaume de Fondemer,
Good effort.
were the centre of the allegation. So this studio, and in particular the leads, have had some negative press thrown at them. Rumour had it not too long ago that they were really struggling to develop this game. There was, I think there was talks about they weren't going to be able to do it at one point, but now they're saying that they can. I think we know Quantic Dream just got bought, right? So that might help. They get some cash flow. Hold on, contract.
What, by Sony? Did they get bought by Sony?
No, it's Sony.
Sony's been buying up developers, haven't they?
It wasn't Sony. I want to say acquired by NetEase.
Well,
no idea. They're apparently a Chinese tech giant.
Fair enough.
I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for them, but
probably good.
Yeah, I remember there being a lot of rumours that this game certainly doesn't come out for another 3 or 4 years.
But you say that about every game. Every game you're like, it's going to be delayed. It's not coming out. To be fair, you haven't been wrong yet, but
I say it when I believe it to be true.
Yeah, you are normally right when it comes to
Don't forget, though, I'm only right because a lot of these games we heard about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And where are they?
You got to think, if it's a new game built from the ground up, and it's big, it's going to take a few years to make, surely.
Right, but when you've got sexual allegation cases hanging over you, and there's a lot of rumours about their studio in struggling, I just don't think.
Yeah, but Star Wars
this comes out. It doesn't matter. I don't think that gets rid of sexual allegations, does it?
No, and I'm not saying it's okay, but Star Wars.
No. It's not going to work. Okay. I don't think you can will something into existence by saying, but Star Wars.
But Star Wars.
Well, if you just say, but Star Wars, that developer will sort their shit out.
I hope so. Okay, I'll send them an email and it just says, but Star Wars.
I'm trying to... So it had its world premiere trailer at 2021, December.
Yeah, which makes me think it's probably going to be okay because that's 2-3 years after the allegations. So we might still be lucky.
I'm just reading about it now. Yep, they were in legal battles over, obviously, the allegations. Harassment was one of them. In response, there was the hashtag Blackout Star Wars Eclipse, which spread on Twitter.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, it's not going well for them. But I guess, we'll see.
Oh, well. I've just read that it's apparently 3 or 4 years away from launch. So
Told you.
yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon.
I don't, a relative of whatever awful stuff may or may not be happening with the developer. Obviously, we don't know the truth there. I really want this kind of game, whether it's by them or not. I mean, I do really like Detroit Human, so I would love it to be the talent behind this studio. Obviously, it shouldn't come at the cost of the employees, though, depending what's actually going on over there.
I fully agree. But having a game with such a high concept in the same as a Star Wars game would be amazing. It's just amazing. And this is my own selfishness going, I need this game. Like, obviously, if there's, I don't want to necessarily support a company that, maybe hides this stuff under the rug or whatever, but the game, man.
It's a fantastic game concept, and it could be very good. But I think with that one, we're just going to have to leave it as we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, which we've spoken about already, pretty much in depth.
So we'll leave that one.
See, it's not going to come out for a couple of years. We'll see how it changes when it comes out. But yeah. And the last... Oh, no, there's 2 more.
Last 2. Ubisoft's open world Star Wars game. Now, this one fascinates me because I love you... Well, let me be clear on this phrasing. I love Ubisoft games where we're very, very much aware of what Ubisoft is going through right now in terms of their own allegations and how they're reacting to that. But an open world Star Wars game by let's say the talent of Ubisoft versus Ubisoft itself is very interesting to me and very exciting. And it also means another Star Wars Platinum because they platinum almost every Ubisoft game.
Yeah, I mean, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Immortals, if it's anything like those games.
Yeah, we're in for
Star
a
Wars
good one.
game. Yeah, and it's just, it's just going to be amazing. Though, I don't remember this being announced at all.
Do you not?
No, not at all. I have no... I looked at this article before, and I was just like, what? So yeah, no idea.
Yeah, I've always thought an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood type game, but in the Star Wars universe would be fantastic.
Or like Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity.
More... What the fuck was that?
That was me making a good noise. Like a deliciousy noise. Like on a... You get me?
I hate it.
We can cut this bit.
No, it's staying. More specifically though, Brotherhood for me, just because I love the idea of like a Star Wars game where you're a new Jedi or an established Jedi, whatever, but you get to a new environment and you want to set up an order and you want to recruit, and I think that would be a fantastic game idea for Star Wars.
Fun fact.
We'll see on that one.
Ubisoft have made a Star Wars game before. It was called Lethal Alliance. It came out on the DS and the PSP. And now I see the game art. I remember it. I didn't play it, but I remember it coming out and I wanted it. But yeah, so maybe it's a Lethal Alliance too.
I think that's very unlikely.
It might be. You never know.
Weirder things have happened, right?
Honestly, yeah. I was going to go off on a tangent then, and I will. Do you remember? Do you ever play a game called State of Emergency?
No.
Look it up.
Any
That's
other commands, boss? State.
No. State of Emergency, so good. It was an old game, but yeah.
I'm getting a film suggestion, so you're going to have to give me a bit more.
PS2,
console,
Xbox.
PS2.
It was an old game.
PS2.
So yeah, that's Ubisoft's open world Star Wars game. Hopefully that would be cool. I would prefer it to be more like Assassin's Creed than Far Cry. I want it to be third person, and hopefully it's more realism than Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
We're on different fucking things here, because I'm looking at State of Emergency on the PS2, a Rockstar beat-em-up gangster game. The fuck are you looking at? Can you send it to me, please?
State of Emergency.
Did you imagine this?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
How's that a Star Wars game?
It's not. I didn't say it was. I just said I remembered this game the other day. As that's why it's a tangent, because I'm just going off on one.
I think I zoned out at some point, because I swear you were saying this was Ubisoft's Star Wars game.
Oh no, that's Lethal Alliance. And it made me think of that game.
This entire episode's a shit show.
Anyway. Next Star Wars game. So who's Amy Hennig?
I'm glad you asked. Most famous for Uncharted.
Oh, okay. So Amy Hennig has got a new Star Wars game coming out, working with Lucasfilm and Skydance. Skydance is a film thing, isn't it?
I'm sure it's just it's probably same name, different thing.
Oh no, it's just a subsection of the production company. Yeah. And what's this going to be about?
New Star Wars game is described as a narrative-driven action-adventure, and that's about it. That's all we really know. Obviously, a lot of people, as she is most famous for Uncharted, most people are saying it's an Uncharted Star Wars game, which I'm not convinced is true, but I mean, like, obviously that kind of style of exploration and climbing and kind of action-adventure-y, humorous. I don't know. We'll see. Again, it's hard with a lot of these. This is why I said earlier, like the state of Star Wars future games, everything we've discussed about, the only one I think genuinely has real potential of being out in the next 2 years is Jedi Survivor, which will be. Like, that will be out.
Yeah.
I think that's got, like, I don't think it has a solid release date yet, but I think we have a time period.
It's next year, isn't it? I reckon it's going to be about summer next year.
Yeah, and maybe this, I don't know, Nintendo Switch, Android, iOS game, sure. I'm sure that'll come out. But, like, Respawn's FPS, Respawn's strategy, Eclipse, Knights of the Old Republic, Ubisoft, and Amy Hennig's, I don't see them coming out until 2024 at the earliest.
No. Yeah, because they're either announced with no information, or they are, years away. Obviously, Eclipse has its own problems, and Knights of the Old Republic has been going through their own issues. So, as you say, I think they're going to be pushed back. Not for a couple of years yet. So yeah, but all in all, I'm looking forward to Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we have really to look forward to. I mean, I guess there's a possibility they come out. If anything, I guess Ubisoft or Amy Hennig's ones is the most likely to maybe make a 2023. You could see Ubisoft revealing that summer 2023 for a 2023 winter release date, but I don't think so. But we'll see. I mean, Ubisoft, everyone's trying to recover from the pandemic and the delays that's had. Let alone create, without being harsh to Ubisoft, a lot of their games use the same formula, making it easier.
Cut and paste, aren't they?
Yeah, making it easier to get it out, where Star Wars probably is from the ground up. So I'm not sure we'll see in 2023, but maybe.
Yeah. I look forward to it either way. Star Wars is life.
It is. I just think we're starved of content game-wise for a little while.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, there's a bunch of Star Wars games that were cancelled or never released as well. So we had things like, what is that? Episode 7, an Episode 7 game called Shadows of the Sith, which I don't know anything about. There was Star Wars Smuggler, which I think I vaguely remember. Jedi Knight 3, Battlefront 3 from the original lot. Battlefront 4 apparently.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same list as you, I think. Yeah, what the fuck? How's Battlefield 4 cancelled? Battlefront?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it was just like, we're going to make 3 and 4, but didn't even make 3.
Force Unleashed 3, obviously.
Yeah, apparently I read up about that. That was going to be you and Vader teaming up against Palpatine. That was the idea behind it.
Wasn't that game only cancelled because of the acquisition by Disney, right?
Maybe I don't know that much. But then there was. Do you remember? Oh, obviously, Knights of the Old Republic 3 as well was cancelled. But there was also. Do you remember Star Wars 1313?
Yes. Who doesn't remember that?
That would have been cool because that was going to be a Boba Fett game.
I don't think it was. Was it actually Boba Fett, or was it just a different
Yeah.
bounty hunter?
Star Wars 1313 was supposed to revolve around Boba Fett in his early adulthood, and you were going to be playing around like the lower levels of Coruscant, and becoming a bounty hunter basically. Yeah, bit of a shame really. As of 2022, the game remains on hold. Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just reading about Force Unleashed 3 while you were chatting, and seems to be a similar case as what you were talking about. Disney buys LucasArts. These games get put on hold, which actually means cancelled.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame really that these games never came to light, because some of them probably could have been quite good, especially 1313. That's the old Republic. Force Unleashed. You know, all those 3 games would have made serious money when they released. It's just a shame that they didn't. Now, what's your favourite Star Wars film?
Sorry, I was just finishing up reading about Force Unleashed 3 and getting sad that I'll never see it. Favourite Star Wars film? It's controversial to say Rogue One, but it's definitely up there. Rogue One and, Empire, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm one of those flip-floppers that go back between whether Empire or Return is better.
Return. I've always been Return.
Return's just a bit more goofy. I don't know, but
I like
you can't like that figure Luke cuts in the black with the green lightsaber is boner inducing. It really is.
It is. It's he goes. What does he say?
I'm a Jedi, like my father before me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
So Rogue One. Let's try and get 3. So Rogue One, Empire, Return of the Jedi. None of the prequels or the sequels would make it in there for me. So I guess those are my 3. Yeah, those are my 3. Top 3.
Yeah. Rogue One's pretty good. Not enough lightsabers though for me. So it'd be Return of the Jedi. I don't know. I really don't know. I like The Force Awakens, but it's not up there. What else has there been? What was the most recent one? What spin-offs are there? Han Solo.
You should be ashamed of yourself right now that you can't name all the Star Wars films, by the way.
I can, but I just...
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens,
Last
Jedi, and
Revenge of the Sith. No, that's number 3. What's it called? The Last Skywalker. The Rise of the Skywalker.
Rise of the Skywalker. You know, I gave you shit and I started over the bad one, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And then,
but then there's the spin-off. So there's Rogue One, Han Solo. There's another one, isn't there?
No?
Oh no, there's just a bunch load of series now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably Revenge of the Sith. Rogue One and Return of the Jedi, because the others are shite.
What the fuck? Why would Revenge of the Sith be in there?
I love it. I think it's amazing.
It's great for quotes and memes.
Yeah, that's probably part of the reason why I like it. Number 1 is dog shit. Number 2 is boring. New Hope is great, but it's kind of old. I like Empire, but there's too much hype around it. The sequel trilogy is just a bit lame. I do like the first one, Force Awakens, but the other 2 are, especially Rise of the Skywalker, is dog shit. Han Solo is not that good. I don't like Alden Ehrenreich or whatever his name is, who plays Han. And Rogue One's pretty good. I can't complain. It's got that guy from Rizzle Kicks in it.
What?
Fun fact. Yeah, one of the guys at the end
Rizzle Kicks
is in Rizzle Kicks. I'm fairly certain.
Isn't that Get Down with the Trumpets, guys?
Yeah.
Get Down with the Trumpets.
Rizzle Kicks, Star Wars.
Your takes sometimes are so fucking...
His cameo. He's in Rogue One. What do you mean? Jordan Stevens, his name is.
that you went, oh, Revenge of the Sith is good. New Hope's kind of shit. It's old. So what? You're old. People still like you.
I'm not as old as New Hope. And I'm not saying it's bad, and I will watch it. I'm just saying that if I had to choose one to watch, it'd probably be Revenge of the Sith.
You're going to kill our channel before it even goes anywhere.
Look, controversy is good.
Right, try and redeem yourself. Top 3 Star Wars characters.
Characters? Fuck me. C-3PO.
Mm-hmm. Fucking hell.
I like Mace Windu. And
Is he in your top 3 though?
yeah, because it's Samuel Jackson. And
One badass motherfucker.
yeah, he's got a purple lightsaber. What's not to like? And I don't really know. Probably old, what's his face? Lando?
Old, what's his face, Lando? You struggle under pressure, don't you?
I do. I was
I know you know Star
Carl
Wars
Weathers.
better than
It's
this.
not Carl Weathers. I do.
No.
I've got, what's it?
Billy
what's
D.
his name?
Williams is
Billy
Lando
D.
Calrissian.
Williams. Carl Weathers is in The Mandalorian, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
You really don't do well under pressure, do you?
Actually, I don't. Lando's cool, but he's a bit of a knobhead. I don't know. I never really thought about my top 3. Can't like them all. What about that Rodian? The little kid Rodian from number 1.
Shut the fuck up.
Watto's pretty cool as well.
Hey, Annie, how's it good to your mother?
That's good to you. Blue, the boy. Red, his mother. Who's your top 3 then?
Easy. It would, not in any particular order, it'd be Obi-Wan. It would...
Old Obi-Wan or young? Ewan McGregor or
young
Alec
Obi-Wan.
McGuinness?
Oh, Ewan McGregor, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It would be Cal Kestis and it would be Mando.
Oh, I thought we were talking just films.
No, and then Luke would slide into 4th probably. Anakin
New
into
Hope
5th.
Luke, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Hope Luke, yeah. Like young and dumb. Young, dumb and full of cum. As Jack would like to say. Cool.
We're done. We're done here.
Right.
Thanks for watching. I'm actually sorry. I'm sorry if you watched or listened. I don't know how.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Like, subscribe, comment. But if you don't, I understand. I really don't.
Yeah, and
may the
enjoy.
force be with you.
May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one.
Through the Stargate we go.
Yeah. See you later.
Fuck me.